Guys, what's up? Darcy here at 6 Strings 9 Lives, back for one of two 2022 related videos. I'm not quite ready for my top 15 to 20 list. Will be here in the next 2 weeks for sure. And 20 this year, to be honest with you, is really stretching it. I don't think the quality is quite there, but I do have a comfortable list of 15 albums that I need to rank for a nice year-end list. Want maybe a fresh listen on a couple of them. But I thought I would do this video before I got to that one. If you've watched my channel for any extended period of time, you know that I do buy a lot of reissues. My vinyl collecting kind of depends on it. I don't have a lot of record shops that are close to me. It's always 2 hours drive, 4 hours drive, 6 hours drive to get to, to some of these shops. So I do depend on reissues, and I don't mind at all. The prices are usually very competitive with an original pressing, and some of the quality of these is fantastic, and some, aren't. They're just basic, but glad to have these in my collection. I picked up about 40 reissues in 2022, but I'm going to show you 15 of my favorites. Feel free to throw down in the comments some that you've picked up or you can recommend to me. And all of these are, at some point, all of these 15 and whatever I bought for reissues, I've shown them in updates, and you've probably seen quite a few of these, but maybe this is a good reminder that, hey, maybe you missed one. Hey, maybe I missed one too. Also, I'd say, what are you looking forward to in 2023 for reissues? I would love to see the Ripper era of Judas Priest get a proper reissue, and also get just recognized. I've said it before. That's what I respect Iron Maiden for honoring the legacy of the whole band. With Blaze and all the singers, Paul and Bruce. No problem. The reissues are available. They've been out, but Judas Priest, just for whatever reason, I don't know if it's licensing, things like that, just don't really acknowledge the Ripper era of the band, and I would still love to see those. There's a ton other, but let me know in the comments, what are you looking forward to? So I'm just going to rip through 15 of my favorites, and favorites in a way that, yes, some of these are absolute quality, but some of these are actually my favorite albums. I think there's probably 4 or 5 that I'm going to show you today that appeared on my top 50 albums of all time series of videos that I did this year. But so anyways, if you're new to the channel too, welcome, and welcome again to all the usual suspects. And if you're just casually strolling by, I appreciate that also. It's been another fun year, and I am going nowhere. I will be back. Like I said, enjoy talking metal and talking to you guys, and let's get rolling before I get off track. So we'll show you, we're going to start off with, again, if you watch me, I'm a big Savatage fan, and to hear about the reissue campaign that started now over the past 2 years, the last one is coming out. It's out, actually, Poets and Madmen. It's on the way. I probably will have it tomorrow or the next day, and then that kind of completes my Savatage on vinyl collection. But here's one of my favorite reissues from 2022, and one of my favorite albums of all time. This is Hall of the Mountain King. So this is an ear music reissue. They did a killer job on these. I would love to have an original, but they're very expensive and very hard to find, and this is just the next best thing. And I'll probably say that quite a bit for this whole pile, but let's just crack this open. There's so many goodies came with this set, and something to look forward to if you are an Annihilator fan in 2023. They are going to start reissuing most of their catalog, I think. Not the first 3, but after that, probably the next 14 or 15 will be, you should probably start to see those pre-orders come up in early January, I'd say. But here's the gatefold on this one. Back cover we already showed you. This is the black vinyl version. So I'll just show you the centerings are pretty cool. This is a single disc set, and kind of a picture of the back cover on that. And this one came with, now there's two different versions of all of the Savatage. There is the basic black one with, well, inner sleeve right here, photo of the band. And then there's this other card that there is a ton of write-ups in these Savatage. You could read for days with some of these booklets and stuff that they did. And so there is also a colored version. And some of these I actually did buy both versions, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to show you the black version. A couple of my favorites I did buy both. I know I'm nuts when it comes to Savatage. And speaking of Savatage, we're going to just keep rolling on to another one of my favorite reissues from 2022. Another Gary Smith cover, which Gary Smith did about probably 4 or 5 Savatage covers. And here's the back cover. Always love this, the guitar sticking out of the garbage can. That's cool. And of course, rest in peace, Chris Olivia. Here is the center for that one. And I know, talking to a lot of you guys throughout the year, you've picked up some of these, and I've only heard nothing but good things about these reissues. The quality, the sound. There is a center ring for that, and center ring on this side. So this one came with, where's the inner on this one? This is the inner for this one. So you have lyrics on this side, lyrics on that side. And this one also came with I won't shuffle through the whole thing, but this is about a 16-page booklet just full of info, what was happening at the time, and just cool stories that you just don't hear. Very well done by Ear Music. And so there's Savatage. All right, next up is, here's the hype sticker. I actually saved the hype stickers. I should have showed you. So Hall of the Mountain King 1987 and Gutter Ballet 1989. Excuse me. Both must-have Savatage albums. If you have never checked out the band, there you go. Try those 2 albums, and you probably won't be disappointed. Music on vinyl, I've had a list of kind of things that I wished for personally. I would definitely, in 2023, love to see a reissue of Sanctuary, Refuge Denied. They've already done that one, but I missed out on it, and I'm always kicking my ass of why I didn't pull the trigger on that. But a couple more that I had on my list that I wished for and did come out in 2022. And here's one of my absolute, well, this is my favorite Metal Church album. This is Metal Church The Dark, so reissued on Music on Vinyl here in 2022. This is a 1986 awesome album. Saw these guys open for Metallica on the Master of Puppets tour. Here is the hype sticker right on the bag. Music on Vinyl do these very good hype stickers, but you know what? As time wears on, I don't like their bags. Their bags actually rip very easy when you're sliding the record back in. So I know a few people just cut these out and put them in the bag, and I'm almost tempted to do that also, because they're, like I said, everything is quality with these guys except their bags. Their bags are just not, they don't last, put it that way. So let's show you the vinyl on this one. This came with an inner, also gray vinyl, Electro logo here. And I don't have a bad sounding Music on Vinyl album in my collection. And to have Metal Church now, they've done, Music on Vinyl has done the Debut, they've done The Dark, Blessing in Disguise, The Human Factor. Yeah, all great albums. That's one I would love to see, is Hanging in the Balance, and I hope that is due for a reissue at some point by somebody in 2023. This is just one-sided card, lyrics, so many great songs on here, we won't talk about that, but Metal Church The Dark, and staying on the Music on Vinyl theme, here's another one that I wanted to see reissued, and it came out. This is Flotsam and Jetsam, No Place for Disgrace. My my absolute favorite Flotsam album. I know a lot of you guys love Doomsday, and so do I. Pure Thrasher piece too, but so is this. This is the version, this is the Roadrunner version. So this is not the Elektra version. You got a bit of a darker cover. The Elektra version is more of a purpley blue around here. I actually didn't really know that when they announced this, but I'm happy to have it. It's kind of bare bones inside. There is no inner. Little bummed about that, but and this one came on a red vinyl Roadrunner logo, and sounds great. Pure Thrasher piece, like I said. Flotsam and Jetsam, No Place for Disgrace. And if that's a band that you know of or that you've kind of dropped off, check out some of their new stuff. I mean, Blood in the Water from last year, great album. Here's the hype sticker for that one. They always, what Music on Vinyl does is they go with the colored version first, and about a month later or 6 weeks, they do a pre-order for the black version. So the first version is the limited, the black. I actually have no idea how many they print of the black. It just has a basic generic sticker on instead. And here is we got two more. We got this one. So another super hard to get album on any format. So this year it was reissued on CD, music on CD and music on vinyl. Because I do buy a lot of CDs too. I don't just collect vinyl, I collect CDs, cassettes, and vinyl. But here is another one of my favorites of 2022. This is Heathen, Victim of Deception. Love this artwork. I love the colors. Their logo's awesome on here. A little different from their first album, which needs another reissue. Now, I do have a copy of a Back on Black reissue of their first album, but Breaking the Silence. But it's been a while, and that one needs to have a reissue also. There's a lot of people that would love to pick that one up. Here's the back cover on this one. So this one came on a double vinyl. Little bit of a fuck up on this one. There's a side B and C are flopped are out of sequence on the vinyl, which isn't the end of the world, but I kind of like to listen to an album the way it was meant to be listened to. So little bit of a, like I said, a little bit of a fuck up there, but definitely not the end of the world. And this one is kind of on definitely a piss yellow with a lot of vitamin C, I guess, whatever, but sounds good. One of two vinyl, double disc set, this one. And there is an inner in that one too. So we already showed you the back cover. The inner sleeve is just lyrics and credits. So there's that. And this one was limited to 1,500. So most of their first run are either 1,500 or 2,000 for music on vinyl. And the last music on vinyl I'll show you today is a UK thrash band that actually their second album was reissued in 2021 for Whose Advantage, and kind of out of order. I was just like, well, I hope they do the first one, because that's the one I've learned through watching other people's videos and recommendations about Zentrix, Shattered Existence. I need to get that one, and sure enough, this year they reissued that one. So there's the classic cover, the artwork, awesome. Not super glossy on this one. Music on Vinyl does a lot of glossy ones, but this is in that thrasher piece category, and glad to know this album now. You know, you can't listen to everything, and obviously we've all missed bands and things over the years, and it's still super fun hobby just to, discover some of this stuff later on in life. I don't mind it a bit. So there is the inner on that one. They also reissued their third album called Kin this year. I did not pick that one up, and I probably won't, just because it is not a great album. I don't even know if it's a good album, to be honest with you. But to tie up $50 or $60 just to say you have it, and that's one thing I've done this year is kind of tighten the reins a little bit, but because you can get out of hand. Your collection can get out of hand, but you're the only one. You have to please yourself. But even at times, I look at my collection, I'm like, did I need that? Do I need that? And that was the case with their third album, but I definitely had to pick up Shattered Existence. This is, like I said, a Thrash piece. Great album, Roadrunner. And let's see, where are we going to go next? All right, here is one of my very favorite Canadian bands. This came up for a pre-order this year, and I was glad to pull the trigger on it. Building my Rush vinyl collection. This is Clockwork Angels. This is an Anthem Roadrunner reissue. Very well done. I couldn't be happier with this one. So this is their last, I think, what is this? Their 18th studio album. 2012 release. Couple cool inners here that I will show you. Lots of Hugh Syme artwork, which if you're familiar with any of a lot of the Rush albums, and especially all these 40th anniversary reissues that have been coming out, just awesome artwork. Here is the inner on that. So we got a double vinyl set on black vinyl. Here is the inner here. This is stiff paper. I switched them over to MoFi sleeves, like anti-static sleeves. Double vinyl. I'll just show you one. This one, let's hold that one up. So this is side one on the clock. It's 1 o'clock, and then we got side 2, which it shows. Are we holding that up right? Well, it's 2 o'clock, and side 3 is 3 o'clock, and so on and so forth on side 4. Another one I would love to be able to pick up that I missed out. I had a chance. I was in Toronto, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years ago, and they had a copy of Snakes and Arrows on vinyl. Original copy for, I don't know, probably a decent price. I have no idea why I didn't pull the trigger, so I'd love to get Snakes and Arrows on vinyl. And there's probably a few other Rush ones that I would love to get too. All right, next up, I actually just picked this one up the other day when I was out of town. It is on my top 50 favorite albums of all time. You can call it grunge if you want. Call it whatever you want. I don't care. But as you've heard me say, it's just metal to me. And I do include these guys. Alternative metal? Sure, whatever. This is Alice in Chains, Dirt. The cover is not as orangey as the original CD that I have, but it's very well done. It's not a gatefold, but it is a double disc set. I missed the boat on Facelift. I have no idea why I didn't pick that up. I also would love to see their third album, self-titled, from 1995. I know a lot of people drop off after Dirt, and kind of comparable to Skid Row after, not comparing the bands, that's for sure, but Skid Row after Slave to the Grind. A lot of people don't like Subhuman Race, but I do like Subhuman Race, and I do like the third Alice in Chains album. There's a lot of great stuff on there. Yeah, nothing's going to beat this one, but I would still love to see that get a reissue. Here's the hype sticker on that. So it says remastered original audio, featuring the hit singles, Them Bones, Down in a Hole, Rooster, Angry Chair, and Wood. All fantastic tracks. This is the black vinyl version. They also had a yellow vinyl version, but I just went with the black, and they came in just plain paper sleeves, so I switched them over. But you got the Columbia logo on there, side A and side B, same thing. Basic, but perfect, looks good. And we have the inner with the lyrics, track listing, and also both, they fit in there just perfect. It is not a chore to get them back in there. So I do have a copy of Facelift coming if it's printed again. So I'm crossing my fingers that will come. I would just love to have that one. And like I said, even their third album, definitely put that on my reissue wants for 2023. Next is a newer artist, one of the newest artists in my whole collection, but one of my absolute favorite artists, and that is Hellripper. And I think James was on, a few of my friends have a channel called Contact in Blood, and James was on there about a year and a half, probably almost 2 years. Yeah, it was even pre-COVID. So, geez, it's probably going 2.5 years. And I asked if there's any reissues coming. He says, yes, they are. And his debut studio album, Coagulating Darkness, came out on Diabolic Might. And then this one. So, Coagulating Darkness came out in 2021. And Complete and Total Fucking Mayhem came out in 2022. So I picked that one up. This is not technically a studio album. It is a collection of EPs and splits. But glad to have this one because anything Hellripper is more than welcome in my collection. Brand new album coming out in 2023. Definitely check out some Hellripper. But I was super glad to get this. Diabolic Might does a great job with their reissues. So here is James with much shorter hair than he has now. And great inner, black vinyl, anti-static sleeve. They did a good job with this. And I do have a few Diabolic Might albums in my collection, and they all sound great. Just black vinyl. And, oh yeah, the centering on this side, pretty cool. So, yeah, definitely happy to get some more Hellripper in the collection. What's up next here? All right, we got a few from another one of my favorite labels. Got quite a few favorite labels, but Metal Blade almost always seems to do a great job. And not only is this one of the best discoveries in the past 4 or so years of people giving me recommendations or bands that I've missed, but it is one of, it's definitely a Thrasher piece. Glad to pick this one up. This is Violence, Eternal Nightmare, and this one is from originally released in 1988. This is a little more of a matte finish than probably the original. Was a little more glossy, and the colors popped a little more, but this really is well done. Here's the back cover, and this one is on what you call Bloody Flesh Marble, not numbered copy or anything like that. Stuff like that, I don't really care a lot about what number it is out of whatever. Just glad to have a copy for the most part. Sometimes you get lucky like that Overkill I showed in my Overkill video, number 666, but that doesn't happen all the time, does it? So here is what Bloody Flesh Marble looks like. It more looks like, I don't know, just kind of, I don't know, maybe some makeup type of color, but whatever. Glad to have it. It sounds great. Metal Blade, great job. I don't have anything that's any problems with Metal Blade whatsoever. Love their reissues, and there's always a list of stuff that I can't think of at the moment, but there's definitely some Metal Blade stuff that I would like to see. This here is the inner, and this one opens up kind of like a gatefold style, just a 4-pager, credits, all that cool stuff. And this one also was reissued on CD and cassette, so if that one's still readily available if you want to grab a copy. I'm hoping anyways that Oppressing the Masses will be reissued at some point, but I think there's some legalities with that one about obtaining the rights. But if anybody can get those rights, I'm sure Metal Blade is trying to, and be able to, probably trying to secure the whole Violence catalog. And they had an EP that came out. Did that come out this past year, or I don't even remember if that came out at the beginning of 2022 or late 2021, but that is the Metal Blade is the home of Violence right now. All right, let's move on to the last few. And here's a band that I will do an updated ranking here shortly. Love Armored Saint, and was more than happy to see these 3 reissues come out. Here's their first album from 1984, March of the Saint. kind of a matte finish. It really, and it even feels like a matte finish. It's not super glossy, but very well done. It not fuzzy in any way. And here is the inner. Is this? Yes, this is one. This one opens up too. So you got this. You got the back. Armored Saint 84. Really tough to say what Armored Saint. Not a thrash band, not a death metal band, but they're US power metal. I would throw them in that category. But I have loved Armored Saint since this album came out. This one is on a pastel blue marble. I really like it, this color. You can kind of see the black in with the blue. So great to have that one. And the next one with Billy Idol's little brother on the cover, or not. Here is Delirious Nomad. This one is from, what, 1985 release, the follow-up to their debut. Not as good in my opinion, but we'll definitely save that for the ranking video. Another matte finish. The logos are sharp. Everything is sharp with that. And this one came on a orange, red, brown marble, it's called. So, and there is this side. And this is kind of one of those little, there's all the band photos. One of those gatefold kind of pop-outs, which is cool because this is the, that is a picture of kind of the back cover shot too, with you know, the guy in the photo, opposed to, let's see, was he in the back of that? I actually forget. Yes, so that is the back cover shot on that. And here is what orange, red, brown marble look, or vinyl looks like. And all of these were reissued on CD, not cassette, but there's multiple variants of colors, black vinyl, like I said, some of these that I'm showing you. But, and here's the last one of the reissue campaign for Armored Saint. This is 1987's Raising Fear. And the cover is, they did a great job. This is very sharp looking. Again, a matte finish. But yeah, if you've never heard some of these Armored Saint albums, this is a good start. And like I said, reissued on CD. These are still available over at Metal Blade if you want to pop over there and check it out. And yeah, I really like what they did with these inners. They made them kind of 4-pagers, gatefold style. So there's that. And there's some nice write-ups in here too, from, you know, Gonzo and John and Phil, Joey Vera. Joey Vera, the busiest bass player in metal, I'd say. And this one came on a very cool, vivid violet marble. I like any of these kind of purples and or blues and greens. So that one's nice to have. So that is the Armored Saint. And then the last two I'll show you are two of... Quality-wise, I'd say these are bare bones, but these are two albums that I've wanted in my collection for years. Not years, I shouldn't say that, but two that I've been looking for on vinyl for quite a few years. This is Voivod Nothing Face. This was a Record Store Day reissue. So this is, it says on the hype sticker, I'll show you the hype sticker right there. First LP reissue of this 1989 prog thrash metal classic. So sum it up, but bare bones inside, no inner whatsoever. And here is what pink with blue swirl, limited to 6,000 copies. So that's not super limited by any means, but there's that one. And the last one that I was happy to pick up because I do love this album is 1991's Angel Rat, another Record Store Day exclusive. And I'm sure both of these will be available. They'll reissue them kind of on a mass level too, because these are albums that are hard to get and people really do want them. There's the back cover if I didn't show that. So always good to get a little more Voivod in the collection. These are two that I definitely wanted. And this vinyl is super cool, but it's probably not going to show up that great. But there it is. There is my 15 of my favorite reissues from 2022. Let me know in the comments some of your favorites, some that you're looking forward to seeing a reissue for. But I hope you enjoyed that. Until the next one, stay heavy.